And forward for Cincinnati, a 6'6 senior from Long Beach, California, number 33, Terry Nelson. At center for Cincinnati, a 6'10 senior from Monrovia, California, number 44, Corey Blunt.
Let's talk about it. Hey, let's talk about it. Legends Unplugged, what's the deal? Speaking bluntly with C-Blunt and T-Nail. We tell it how it is and all due respect. The UC Connect, them Bearcats, we rep, elevate, graduate, we the final two. Still at it like we did the final four back in 92. Let's talk about it. Legends Unplugged with T. Nelson and C-Blunt. Yeah, let's talk about it.
At Cincinnati, they get after.
Yeah. Welcome to another exciting episode of Legends Unplugged. I am your co-host, Corey Blunt, and this is your host,
T-Nail, baby.
T-Nail. Let's talk about it, man. It's been an exciting week for our beloved UC basketball program. We had our up, and then we had our down. Is that a right way to put it?
We split. We split on the road. So if you're gonna, you play two back-to-back ranked teams on the road in the Big 12. It's hard. Look, I mean, you think about it. We beat Kansas, and then the next day we beat Kansas by 16. The next day the next couple of days, Kansas plays Houston, and they beat Houston by 16. So it's tough to play in the Big 12. There's no easy games. Even when the bottom of the Big 12 teams can shock you and surprise you, you have to be ready every game.
This week kind of reminded me of when I was a kid and my uncle went and got us fireworks.
Uh-oh.
And when he brought the box, we was all happy and ecstatic, you know what I mean? We're getting ready to light this thing up, and that's what the Kansas game was.
Yeah.
And then when we got the fireworks out the box and went to light them, all of them were duds. And that's what Texas Tech. That's how it went for me. Like, I was so happy that I was like, because I was looking for a build-up, you know what I mean? I thought that they were going to be able to continue to carry that winning edge onto this next big game, which we had talked about before that game. And, you know, I'm a firm believer in home court advantage, and I know if you do not come to play at a high level, it's hard to beat a quality team in their home.
Man, they're ready. And that's a good this is a team that beat Duke, beat Houston.
Yeah.
This team, Texas Tech, they lose their All-American, the best player in our conference. He's a first-team All-American. And he was on his way to being the National Player of the Year. Yep. I mean, this guy was incredible. At the time of his injury, he led all Division I in total field goals, killing it. He goes down, but they have another All-American at the point guard, and I'm telling you, man, control the game. So when you look at Kansas and you look at Texas Tech, both had different styles, whereas, you know, Kansas had a all-around pretty decent team, but they were sort of waiting around for Darren to do his thing.
Yeah.
And UC had a great game plan for him with Day Thomas, first of all, and then Buck Harris coming in there and providing physicality.
Phenomenal.
In the Big 12, they don't call the little hand check stuff. They may call the slap on the wrist. They may call all that stuff, but the bumping in the post, the chucking of the guards up front, two-hand grab, we do a lot of that. They call it all the time.
Yeah.
You know, but
in the front court, they're going to call it.
Bumping your body with a guard who's trying to come on you? No, you're staying out here. They don't call that.
Yeah.
So we got a chance to do all that against Kansas. Against Texas Tech, what got us was the physicality in the post. They were chucking stuff that we should do that it almost looks illegal. When you throw your hands up like you're playing defense,
you put your body on
and then
them.
you bump a guy with your body. They kept doing that to Mustafa all day long.
Yeah.
He got called one time. They called the one time on Mustafa, the foul for Mustafa, and the rest of the time he was off balance because they kept hitting him, taking his legs away from him. So
Yeah, I think the advantage also, they out-rebounded us almost by double, right?
Yeah, man.
Was it 18-40 or something like? I don't know. It was bad.
It was a slaughter.
Yeah, and I'm watching the game, just like seeing those little things and all the penetration. Like every time they went to the basket too many times to be able to beat a team like that on the road. So our interior defense was exposed that game.
Well, the top 6 teams in our conference play pretty much the same defense. They trap the ball, push you way back, and then they get back. Mm-hmm. But when when two guys trap the ball, like the guy on the ball and then the center who's getting the screen, they'll trap it. The offense is trying to get that little pass the ball between the double team and then attack from the middle.
Yeah.
The problem is with the way Cincinnati covered it is they had Mustafa on the ball trapping, and he was like a hard hedge. They would pull the double team back, and the big man would roll to the basket, and it's supposed to be a weak side tag. It's supposed to be Day or Jizzle waiting until – because they got to get back to the corner.
Yeah.
So they're going to wait until Mustafa get back and then get out there to the corner. They were looking, and they saw the eyes of Christian Anderson, and they refused to release from their guy. So as guys start coming towards the basket, they would run toward the three-point line like, no, you're not going to get this shot off. Layup, dunk, guard coming downhill, dunk. And I'm like, there is no weak side help. And you cannot expect the guy 7'2" to come and do a hard hedge way past the three-point line and then run back to the rim and protect it.
Yeah, it was something I wanted to ask you, too, because I was watching the game, and I saw where Tyler kind of tweaked his ankle. Did he re-injure himself, or is he?
Yeah, his knee.
His knee.
No, he just it's just a little soreness, but it's been giving him trouble all year. So
Yeah,
he probably
course.
got some ice and some treatment. We'll see if he'll be ready for Saturday. Yeah. But he was unable to give us the help that Tyler's good. He runs the offense well. He's starting to look for his offense now.
Yeah.
But when we pass it to him, he gets the shooters going. So now that makes you one more big man down. And we went with three guards, and our guards are small. So
Yeah, because Baba was in foul trouble.
Day, Jizzle, and then Keyshawn Tillery were in the game against their guards. So when the shot goes up, they're not rebounding. Yeah. They're looking for Baba, who is leading the conference in defensive rebounding, one of the top 10 rebounders in all of college basketball. He wasn't getting where he wanted to because they were putting a special emphasis on making sure he doesn't dominate the game. Mm-hmm. Mustafa got 9 rebounds, nearly his he did a good job that day. He's been 2 games in a row, man. He's been on fire offensively. I thought defensively he was better in the Kansas game, and in this game he was good defensively, but they weren't physical.
Yeah.
And they were wearing down against the movement. There was constant movement in Texas Tech. Everybody was moving.
Yeah.
They had
the ball, they were doing a fine job of distributing and everything. And Anderson, once he found out what he could do, he just said, "I'm going to work."
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I mean, so when you think about how Texas Tech was methodical, the Bearcats came out 9 of 9 on fire.
Yeah.
And we're shooting 100%. We go into the timeouts. The problem was Texas Tech was shooting 60%, and they weren't playing well.
Yeah.
They were scoring, and we weren't getting stops. We were scoring, and they were missing a couple shots, and we just kept scoring. And it was like, man, we're 9 for 9, but we're only up 8. We're only up 8, and all of a sudden it's 6, and then it's 3, and they take the lead, and it's like, oh boy, we're in a dogfight. Then they went up a little bit, so now you're gonna have to execute and lock in. And that crowd was incredible.
Yeah, you kind of put yourself in the perspective of if you're at home and you're Texas Tech and you're playing against Cincinnati and they're playing the way they are, that halftime speech.
Yeah.
What is going to be said during that halftime speech to get these guys to change that whole dynamic of how they're playing? And that's, to me, where the good coaches do a very good job of that. They'll bring in a attitude or some type of adjustment to say, look, we have to change up because right now we're getting our butts kicked. And to me, I saw a change in the second half when the way Texas Tech came to play.
What would your halftime speech be?
If I was UC or Texas Tech?
UC.
Oh, well, we were playing pretty good. I probably would have said more on the level of like, look, I know they're going to make a run. So we're going to have to continue to try to dominate the offensive and the defensive glass so they won't get no second chance opportunities and control the paint. We're not going to let them penetrate us right now because once that starts with that kid Anderson and the other guys they had, those are momentum changes. So you want to deny. I don't know how they were shooting it from the 3. I can't, but I would have been playing more on the outside than the inside to try to stop that early penetration.
Yeah, if the point guard is the guy controlling everything and he's your best player, it's kind of hard when you're playing man to man because they're doing a lot of on-the-ball screens. Yeah. So you do a lot of on-the-ball screens up top. Yeah. And if the way Cincinnati plays is they're going to do the hard hedge and just sort of push you out and then try to get back. Mm-hmm. The problem is he was acting like he was going to go back, and then the minute that Mustafa started running back towards the rim, that pass was firing in back of his head to the roller. They would throw the ball on the block, and when they throw it to the block, the guy on the block was not catching the ball to score. He was catching it to look while everybody else was setting back screens and cutting to the basket.
Yeah.
And so Cincinnati likes to switch a lot of the mismatches and switches. So if a guy comes across your face and you can't get to him, I got him. You take mine.
Yeah.
And the problem is the communication broke down and they were getting layups. And then when the shot was missed, we were so out of alignment from switching that now you had guards trying to box out bigs and they were dominating the glass. So now you say, okay, do we switch up our defense? Do we call a timeout? And then do we switch up our defense? Because when you get into a game and you're up and everybody's excited, you're in the huddle, this is stuff we worked on, this is good stuff. They call a timeout and they say, okay, this is what we're going to do. We're going to do more high picks. We're going to throw the ball on the block, and we're going to play off of our bigs off the block. So now the guys like Draymond Green, he's waiting, and he's backing in, not with the intent to score. He's trying to force a double team.
Yeah.
And then the double team came on the baseline from the opposite post. Most of the time it was a guard. It wasn't a big double. And the double team was slow. It was in between no man's land. So when Jizzle came to double, he didn't come and do a hard double. They didn't come with the intent to get the ball out of his hands, knock it off his leg, hard trap him, force him off the block, make him run to the corner, throw some pass. It was sort of a half-hearted double, and they picked us apart, throwing it to the top, one more hockey assist, one more to the corner, and they were knocking down shots. And I'm like, you know what? Day-Day can hold his own against a post guy. When Day-Day's in the block and he's against a bigger guy, don't double. He's not going to block the shot, but he's going to strip him on the way up.
Mm-hmm.
If you continue to double because that's what you do, and you don't make the adjustment,
The
and they
rotations.
just certain people you just don't double just because we double every time it goes into the post.
Mm-hmm.
There's sometimes you're like, no, I got it. Stay with your guy. Stay with your guy. I don't need a double.
Yeah.
They kept doubling,
Yeah.
and out of that double, they just kept getting picked apart. And I'm like, there's no reason when you got a tough guard like Day-Day. Day-Day prides himself in guarding whoever is in his way. So until that big man scores on him multiple times, I don't think this will need to double.
Well, I think you got to look at it in the context of when Tillery is in the game.
Yeah.
Now you have to double.
Yeah, if he's mismatched.
Yeah. So you have to you at least have to know your rotations. I
Correct.
would say, because you're going to have to double. But when you're rotating out of it and you're discombobulated and you're not getting out to those wings and the ball is moving, you're at a disadvantage.
Yeah.
And a lot of times you're going to get beat when that happens.
Yeah, but you got to, as a smaller guard, you got to have some tricks up your sleeve.
No question.
When you own the block, you got to know, okay, as soon as he put that ball down the dribble, I'm knocking that thing out. I'm going around and trying to flick it out. If he turns, I'm watching the ball. I'm not watching his eyes, his chest. I'm watching the ball. The minute he turns, I'm stripping that thing off of his leg because I know if he turns on me, he's going to score. If he backs me in, he's going to score. So I have to make sure that before he gets into scoring position, most bigs in the Big 12 have to catch the ball, not on the block, 12 feet away, and then get into a back down position. Well, the minute he put that first back down dribble, he's looking over his shoulder. The minute he puts that back down dribble, I'm breaking contact, getting around, trying to knock the ball away. And if I can't knock the ball away, I'm going to hit him in his hip. I'm going to try to play as physical as possible because if the refs are not calling the aggressive back down, they're probably not going to call the chuck on the block. They'll call the two-hand chuck if you're facing me. Yeah. But if you backing me down with that big caboose of yours, I'm hitting you back.
Or you get your occasional flop in to see if they're going to let you get away with that also.
But yeah, it's a flop. When the whistle blow and it's a block, that's a flop.
Yeah, no question.
Yeah, you hit them first, and then when they come to back down, you Rick Mahorn, pull the chair on them to see if they fall. Or on the second bump, that's when you fall down. But they haven't been calling that in the Big 12. They just be looking at you like, nah, it's the end of the year. Big 12 is already physical. But now, in the end of the year, they're trying to get you prepared for the conference tournament and the NCAA tournament. They just swallow their whistles.
I know, and a good thing, like you and Dan are right there on the floor, so you get to really see the full spectrum of how the game is going. In your mind, do you kind of see, the momentum's changing, or we're not hitting shots, or you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like when you see that, and you're hearing what Wes is saying, because you're right there. Is it coming together like that? Like, are you guys hearing what you're seeing, and then him expressing what you're seeing to the players in the same sense?
Well, he's been making, like the Kansas game, every adjustment that he made worked.
Yeah.
And guys were hitting shots. So it was one of the best shooting nights the UC's had. Everything looks different when you hit shots.
Yeah.
Because the defense is already elite. And when they're hitting shots, it makes it even tougher because now you got a team, like if you just stay close on the road, and then you get into those last 8 minutes, and then you start making little shots, and then you get into the clutch time where it's 5 minutes within 5 points, that's when UC started to pull away because they started hitting shots. And the Texas Tech, it never got to that because the game plan that we started with worked. Mm-hmm. They made adjustments. We kept doing what we've been working on.
Yeah.
And they said, you know what? We just played Houston. We played all these teams. They pretty much run the same thing. They run the high hedge, the double. They push you away. They rotate on screens. We're going to do that. So we're going to keep putting our bigs into switching situations since they're going to switch every time. Let's do an on-the-ball screen and let Mustafa guard me, the point guard, and let's let Keyshawn Tillery guard the center. Mm-hmm. Well, let's let them guard it. And so if you have a amoeba defense, a matching defense in the half court, you can easily pass people along like crossing guards. You know, he's coming in your ear or talking. If you don't have a team that communicates, if you got a bunch of silent guys, the communication is going to break down somewhere.
Well, it looked like we scored a total of 68 points against Kansas and a total of 68 points against Texas Tech.
That's a lot on the road. 68 is a lot on the road.
Yeah, so what was the difference?
Well, we stopped the other team from scoring 68. That's the difference. Yeah, 68 is not the number that throws you off.
Right.
It's the other number that the other person scored. So if you can stop somebody. You get 68 points on the road in somebody else's gym.
Yeah.
Packed environment. Everything's bigger in Texas. It's crazy. And they got a really, really good defensive team. And their offense is elite, one of the best in college basketball in pace and scoring per possession. This is a team that was slated to go to the Final Four without him. Mm-hmm. I mean, with him. Without JT Toppin, they're scoring more points.
Yeah.
The first game he got out, he's injured. They scored 100 points against Kansas State. Then they come over there and they put up big numbers against the Bearcats. They don't have to rely on one person. The ball moves around. The point guard can play the way he wants. They're going to be a tough out. This Big 12 it's a gauntlet, bro.
Yeah, it's the best basketball in college right now to me. Watching these games every chance I get, and the quality of the teams in the league and the conferences, it's definitely the number one basketball conference in the country, I would say. What's
the you talk about halftime speeches. What's the craziest halftime speech you've heard Hug say to you, or Phil, or whoever, one of your coaches?
The craziest. I think I told the Miami story. That's always a number one for me. Like, I know the one time he blew me away when Herb wasn't playing well. And you hear coaches say things all the time, but this statement right here, I just couldn't believe when he looked at Herb and said, "I think our All-American right here is point shaving."
That was DePaul.
I looked at Herb. He looked at me like,
he was like, "What?"
I mean, I don't think you can get no lower as a college athlete. I don't think you can get no lower disrespect.
It wasn't just Herb that had that game. That was after the game.
Yeah, but to make that statement to your player.
To your best player.
Yeah, to your A1 best player.
He said, Herb, you ain't turned the ball over all year long. You had 4 turnovers in the last 4 minutes. Let me ask you a question. Are you point shaving?
I said, this dude right here, man.
What are you talking about? I ain't point shaving. So you got to be.
That was one of my all-time classics right there.
Man, I tell you what, we were playing Arizona in a 7-up shootout. And Hugs comes in there at halftime, and he said, "Eric, that is the worst Grulius Irvin in He was trying to say Julius Irvin. It's the worst Grulius Irvin finger roll I've ever seen in my life." Yeah. He said, "Gosh, you guys are soft." He said, "Damn."
Yeah.
But I tell you what's another halftime speech. When he came in, we were playing St. Louis at St. Louis. Terrence had missed the dunk. T-Rap missed the dunk.
Yeah, that's St. Louis, yeah.
Yeah. And so he's limping, right? He missed the dunk, and he's getting carried off, and he's looking at the coach with his eyes going back and forth. He's looking back and forth. And so Hugs just staring at him. Then we get in the halftime, and Hugs hits the wall, and his watch just explodes all over the place. And he's looking, and he's like, "Scoop that up. Grab all that stuff." He's scooping it up. And then he goes, "You know what? you guys don't want to play. Let me find 5 guys that want to play. Who wants to play? Terry said, I do. Oh, he jumped up. He was nice and spry. Like, where's the lip at?
Right. He forgot he got hurt.
He was not hurt at all.
Yeah,
I
man.
said, oh, man, Hugs was trying to use mind games.
Yeah.
But it's the halftime speech is you used to always tell us, grab a towel, put it around your neck.
Because you didn't want him to see you laughing, for one thing, because it's really one of the most serious moments in the whole game, that halftime. So,
but he wants
don't
you to
expose
laugh.
I never thought he wanted us to laugh. I don't remember recalling anyone laughing in his face while he was going on one of his tirades.
You did? Okay. So the same
No,
Paul
I didn't
game.
laugh. I just told him he had something. I said, get that spit off your mouth, Coach. And that's all. He was drooling. I couldn't take it no more. I'm like, Coach, you drooling, right?
That the Paul game, after he said that to Herb, he looked at Tom Limley. He said, Tom, go check Eric.
Oh, no, that was I don't even think you could tell that story right there. That's a rated R story that we might have to save for
Oh, my
another
goodness.
time. But that was a cold one right there.
He told Tom to go check Eric and see if he
Called
used
him
the
off from the other room. Hey, Tom!
What's wrong? Check on Eric. What's wrong with Eric? Check him to see if he used the bathroom.
If he's a man or a woman, we'll just put it like that.
Yes. He used the bathroom standing up or sitting down. Because you play it like a
I said,
Oh,
man.
you stood up and started pointing at
that
Eric
was
right
it.
in his face.
Yeah.
And started laughing.
That's after he stormed out. He stormed out, and then that's when I did that. But,
Oh, my goodness. We had our towels on, and we were like making all this noise. And then all of a sudden, you just couldn't take it no more. You just stood up and started pointing at Eric. And everybody started laughing. I'm like, man, we just got our butt kicked. Like we won that game.
Yeah.
We win we win our conference outright.
yeah.
And we had to go on the road to win the last game to get a share of the conference. That was so funny because we had an 11-point lead with 4 minutes to go.
Yeah, it's so many things that he did, man, during that time. Some of the things the players did also. You know, we just had a different group, man. And that's what I want to ask you, like, you know the antics we had when we were on the bus. And do these guys ever do any, like,
No.
do you?
No. Everybody got their headphones on. They got their
No interaction.
No, it's social media.
I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
So, you know, you got your music on, you got your movies, you got your whatever.
We didn't have no cell phones or anything.
Yeah, we didn't have
so we
cell
had to
phone.
entertain each other.
Yeah, we had to entertain. So we're in the back of the bus rapping, putting
Yeah.
Coach Mo, whoever donors were on the bus.
Yeah.
We rapping, putting them in the rap. Hugs in the front, laughing like, yeah, these are my guys. Go ahead, guys, keep going.
Yeah.
We'd be freestyling on the way to practice, on the way from practice. You know how loose we were going to the Final Four?
That's what he said. This was one of the most loose, entertaining bunch he ever had. Like,
We was on the way to
we
the Final
stood on
Four, and I had a camera, and T-Rad had a camera. Channel 9, but John Popovich gave me a camera and said, man, could you record what's going on and send it back to Sean Jones, our videographer? He's going to be on the road with us. We're trying to follow you guys on the road. We want some of the inside scoops. So they had stuff, but you got all those videos still. Channel 9 had stuff that nobody else had. So if you wanted to watch exclusive Bearcat content, you had to turn into Channel 9. And I'm over here interviewing. I'm interviewing you. I'm interviewing Hugs. When we got off the bus, walking up the tunnel on the way to the Final Four, I interviewed Bob Huggins. I said, "You ready, Hugs?" He said, "We're ready." You think we gonna get after him? We gonna get after him, T. We gonna kick their ass? We gonna kick their ass, T. I'm like, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah. Back to you. But he was like, he didn't say, cut that damn camera off.
No, I'll never remember him even saying anything close to that. He let us be us, man.
He had to.
I mean, we were winning, so that always give you a little freedom.
Correct.
You know, the winning cures all problems at that stage.
Plus, we were all over 21.
Yeah.
And he coached us the hardest he's ever coached a team. And we responded.
Yeah.
And so he realized that he can't be like that all the time.
Yeah.
So he had to give us the freedom to be us, to keep our own personality while coaching us hard and demanding that for those 3 hours that you'd give your absolute best and focus. And you think that's easy because it's 3 hours.
No.
A lot of times practices wasn't 3 hours. Remember those times?
Yeah.
You had to restart practice?
Yep.
Guys don't, you come into the gym, and if you seen glasses on Huggins, what would you think?
He had a long night. It's getting ready to be entertaining today.
We're looking at each other like, oh, damn,
Here we
he got
go.
on glasses. Because he wore contacts.
Yep.
Before he got LASIK surgery, He wore contacts, so if his eyes was red because he couldn't put his contacts in, now he's irritated. We like, oh boy, hey, who didn't go to class?
Yeah.
Who went to class? Did you go to class? You went to class? And he'd come in there and he'd be like, okay, John, you don't want to go to class. I'm like, John, we're not running for John. What are you talking about? John's not playing. We're gonna run.
Yeah.
Eric said, man, I'm not running for John anymore. We seniors now. We're not running from him. He said, Eric, we're going to do the same thing that we've been doing all since you've been here. Guys don't show up. We're going to run as a team. Eric said, man, he's a 30-30 player. So what's a 30-30 player? He said, man, he ain't getting in unless we up 30 or down 30. He said, you know what? You're right. Mo, take his ass on the side and run him.
I just remember I had missed like 11 games that year, and you guys were rolling. Went 11-1, I believe. 10-1. So I just know when I got back, you know, the atmosphere changed, and we were getting ready to start winning again. But he would always constantly, whenever I would do something wrong, he would say, we don't need you. We don't need you. I'm like, what? Like, we don't need you. You see, we've been doing perfectly fine before you got here. I'm like
Hug,
I done bust my butt to get back, and now all you keep telling me is you don't need me.
Slow down.
We don't need you.
Yeah, we do need him.
Yeah. So let me ask you this, because you coached before.
Yeah.
Did you incorporate any Hug style in your style of coaching?
Absolutely.
Did you?
Yeah.
With your players and
the first 4 games, I tried to be Hugs.
Okay.
I'm cursing everybody out. I'm trying to make them do. We were like 0-4. Like it was 1-4, 1-3. And it's no joke. We played in Detroit, and we were playing Detroit Country Day where Chris Webber went, and we were playing, and we had a lead, and then we ended up losing, and I made them go. It was in a gym that had multiple gyms with the curtain down. I took them on the other side, and we ran 20 suicides after the game, and so we go back up in the hotel room. And I asked to talk to Steve Banks, who was our senior and our leader. He came to the room, and he said, Coach, what'd I do wrong? I said, man, you're not leading out here. He goes, well, you have to tell me what I'm supposed to do, and I'll do it. And I was looking at him, and the same words came out of my mouth to Huggins. And I told him to go. I said, all right, we'll deal with it. And I sat in that hotel room and cried because I realized I'm living out trying to be somebody else.
Yeah.
And these kids were willing to do whatever I wanted them to do, but I wasn't clear in my communication. From that point on, I'm chest bumping, I'm high-fiving, I'm demanding, but at the same time, I'm explaining everything as if they don't know. Because I'm expecting guys to know stuff at certain ages because you knew it at a certain age. Not the same.
Yeah.
So I had to go back to teaching, more fundamentals, more being patient. When they get it wrong, don't punish them because they're getting it wrong. Keep making them do it and do it and do it and do it over and over again. And then if they got questions, they're not talking back. They legitimately want to know some answers. Like, why are we doing this? Well, instead of you saying, because I told you, like any frustrated parent, we're doing this because if we don't, this team is number 1 in the conference in rebounding. This team blocks more shots from people that come in there all lazily. So you have to explain more in order to do that. But I had to realize I was not Huggins.
No. I think the thing for me was when I started coaching, I never focused on the entire team's roles and responsibilities. I only focused on mine as a player. So I knew what my role was and what the role of the bigs was because I was a big. So it was a little hard for me to try to express the whole spectrum of what the whole team needed to do. And I know when I got the job here under Andy Kennedy, it was so amazing to me because he draws something up and then we sit back down and they go out there and do something totally different than what we drew up. And it just, I had that epiphany. I'm like, I got to go call all my coaches. I got to call them and apologize because that was me. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
I'd be in the huddle and then you listening, all right, go. I'm like, Nick, what did he draw up? Or, Terry, what we run?
Yep.
You know, we run. It's like, so you got to really know the full spectrum of everybody's position, every play, every defensive scheme to be a hell of a coach. And so that was the thing that I had to adapt to, like really understanding you have to know all dynamics of your team and the basketball game.
One of the things that changed me as a coach was, excuse me, guys, what changed me, I made the seniors coach the practice. Whenever we did a drill, I made our seniors teach it. Because if you can teach it, you know it.
Right.
If you can't teach it, you don't know it.
Right.
So I'd make them coach the defense. You know, when one of our younger guys would get out of position, I'd be like, Steve, show him. They're like, hey, Get over here and show him. Break it down to him. Hold on, you guys. I want him to say it. I want him to say it.
Yeah.
And then they would get out there and they would show what kind of position you got to be in, where you're supposed to be on the cut, how you're supposed to defend this. When your seniors can teach, they're going to have responsibility for the team. So when you're in the game, the coach can't get out there and call a timeout and show a guy how to play deep. No. You got to have guys that take ownership, like you just said. So if your upperclassmen should know, like the coach. If the coach did a good job of drilling inside of you what it is the game plan is, then you should be able to go out there and execute. Mm-hmm. And we just so happen to be fortunate enough, and it's been several UC teams that were like this, where the players really took ownership, and it wasn't about hugs, it wasn't about Mick, it was about, look, these guys are trying to kick our tail, and it ain't got nothing to do with the coaches. We've been prepared. We've been three hours of practice. How are we going to respond? Because they are kicking your tail. And you used to say stuff to us and Eric and you know, Nick would be like, man, can y'all get a rebound so we can run?
Yeah.
Like, we weren't afraid to talk to each other.
I was spoiled, man. I came from winning.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And
Me too.
And to take them losses, it wasn't just on the coach. I felt it was the team's responsibility. You remember, I do, when we lost to DePaul at home, we had a 3-hour meeting after that game.
Yeah.
Because we said we refuse to lose at home anymore.
That's right.
And everybody went down the line with defined roles. So those are the characteristics that I think it's just inapt to you to just say, man, this is what I'm here for, and I'm getting ready to perform at a level where it can be respected, and I can leave my mark. And I think that's what we were able to do. And do these kids have that? You know, that's where I was going with the question. You're around these kids. How much are they talking about the game? Are they on each other after? Of course you can do it. I always see them go huddle up at the free throw line, but after the game, do you ever see them together getting on each other or discussing what they did wrong or what we need to do outside of the practice, you know, out of the
they were in the locker room and saying most of their stuff, getting dressed. When they get out, there's people waiting on them.
Yeah.
People want to see them. In every road trip, there's somebody that somebody knows. So they're meeting people. They put their headphones on. They may grab their food and go sit down somewhere and just try to reflect, try to get it out. Then when they get on the bus, they're in the back of the bus, and some of them are talking to each other, but everybody else is just sort of reflecting, trying to, you know, what happened? Why did we lose this? Yeah. Everybody, all athletes have a replay center in their mind, and you always think, man, what did I do right? Should I did this better? What did I do wrong? And you're constantly thinking. And so you'll see more introspective things from these guys than us. We were just a loud bunch, a talkative bunch.
Yeah.
Don't make it better than anybody else. That was our style that worked. Like, we held each other accountable. And a lot of times, Hugs would call timeout, and before he can sit down and start talking, we were already talking to each other.
Yeah. And happy that we was going to get our $15 per diem. Remember that? We get our per diem? Yeah, we go crazy. Yes. Now what is $15 doing for these guys?
Yeah, $15 is pay the parking ticket on that $60,000 car you got parked out there.
Yeah, so it was different, man.
If UC had to steal a player from a team to make our team complete, who would that player be?
That's a good question.
You know, I'll take A.J. DeBonce. I'll take A.J.
Who wouldn't?
But you know, AJ does something that we just don't have. We don't have
a person who can get us a bucket when we need a bucket.
That can from every level.
Yeah,
you know, he can play power forward, wing, shooting guard. He can bring it up. He play creates. He's not selfish, even though he's leading the conference now in scoring. He's not selfish. He gets his buckets, but when he plays against tougher teams that are trying to ice him and trap him and do certain things, he's finding his guys, and his guys are knocking down shots.
Yeah.
So we need when Big Slime, Jalen Haynes hurt his knee start the season, he was one of those guys that you can throw in the post and he can get you buckets because he can bang down low and shoot jump hooks. He got to fade away at his turnaround jump shot. Wes Miller was running most of everything around him to start the season. Then he got hurt, so he had to make some adjustments. But I will take AJ all day. Of course, every team would take a guy like him. Perhaps the best player in college basketball. But when I see all the other guys that's out there, I like the versatility of DeBanza because he does so much, and he has this optimistic. He's like Baba Miller in a lot of ways. Baba doesn't get frustrated or down. His eyes are always, when you got people's eyes that are open, they see much more. That's like when we played Memphis and the crowd started talking about Nick Van Exel. And they said, no wonder you're a good passer with those big X-ray vision eyes you got.
Do you think those guys are putting into their minds about NBA possibilities or anything? You think is Baba kind of?
No, because I don't think that's the case. Because he knows he's going. I mean, he's he's doing the work. He's very unselfish. You've heard people say that the top 14, the lottery positions, are going to be all freshmen. Well, they didn't factor in anybody from France or anything. We only talk about American stuff. Yeah. It's not going to be all freshmen. It's going to be somebody that's going to be a freshman but not in America. You're going to be 18 years old in France, 6'11" point guard, something like that we don't know about. But Baba's on that outside looking in, okay, what American player after these freshmen that are doing something that can help us win right now? Baba was on the Pacers, he'd win. Baba's going to be like the Pacers are a very good team that missed their leader. They're a very unselfish team. They missed their center and they missed their leader. Well, they got a center in the trade. Mm-hmm. Now they missed their point guard, but they need another forward that can run and pass and rebound and do the stuff that Baba does. Baba will be a better NBA player than he is a college player.
I can see that.
He's got so many gifts. So it's the other guys. Mustafa's been up and down on the NBA draft boards.
Potential off the charts, though.
Oh, and he just turned 20.
Yeah.
He takes a lot of heat for stuff he doesn't know. He's 20 years old, and he was a late basketball player, late scratch into the game. So he's getting better and better.
Definitely.
So we already know that he's an absolute beast on the block, and he can make some outside shots. What I want to see him be is an irritant in the paint. I want to see him blocking shots, scaring guys, rebounding, nasty, pinning that ball up, showing them elbows, deep outlet passes. We get rebounds. We huddle up. We hold the ball, and that gives the defense the time to get back. We grew up on the West Coast where we watched Showtime Lakers.
Yeah, outlet.
James Worthy would say fast break is the first 3 steps.
Yeah.
And Magic Johnson wanted the ball almost at a half court because you have to throw it past the first wave of defense and get out there and run. I would like to see, if I'm coaching the bigs, we doing drills where we're throwing it off the glass and we're doing the little overhead outlet, Kevin Love, Bill Walton, pass to half court. You got to throw it to at least half court to start the fast break. Whenever we get the ball out, we're good.
I think that's the basics that we all started. You remember the guards always had to say outlet once the big got the ball, and you threw it out so they can hit the outside lane and you can run down the middle or hit the outside lane. So I don't know if they are teaching that over there at Cincinnati now.
Well, you got an hour and a half. Hour and a half, hour and 45. At this stage of the year, you try not to get hurt. So if it ain't in you right now, it ain't going to get in you. So you got an hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes, and you're just trying to go over the stuff that you already know you're good at, and then maybe add a wrinkle or two to something based on the matchup that you're having. You're not implementing no more new stuff right now because for the last couple of weeks, the Bearcats were practicing with 8 players.
Yeah, them injuries make a difference.
Man, it's hard to get stuff down when you don't. Guys can sit on the sideline and be on the bike and they can hear what's going on, but until you actually get reps, and get hit with a bag and get hit with and I want to see some. Over the last 30 years, we've had nastiness in practice. Guys who get so frustrated they want to fight.
Yeah,
they don't have to fight, but I want to see some. Come on, man! Like I want to see you're my guy competing against my spot. I'm gonna be cool with you, but at the same time, if the coach is saying only one of y'all gonna play 25 minutes, one of y'all gonna play 15 minutes, who's gonna get that 25 today? And if the coach is holding us both accountable, I'm making sure that I'm getting there earlier than you, I'm staying later than you, I'm shooting the shots that's gonna make me do what I need to do to get on the floor. I'm working on defensive slides. I'm working on box-out drills. I'm working on different things because I want the advantage.
Well, I thought that's what Sincere was bringing to the team early on, that attitude, that defensive prowess. Lately, he hasn't been able to get his opportunities at the level I'm thinking he probably want to.
Well, he gets opportunities, what he does with them. When he gets in the game, his mindset's got to be, I'm taking out whoever's in front of me. And he's got to know, I had to learn the 3 post players that I was going to guard. He's got to learn every guard position because he's going to get switched. And he is the most lethal of our on-the-ball defenders. He's physical. He beats you to the spot. He's got quick feet, strong body. But he reaches, he gambles a little bit too much, and he picks up cheap fouls. Look over at the bench like, my bad, don't take me out, don't take me out, don't take me out. But he has got to be the guy when he gets in the game, he changes the flow of the game.
Yeah.
When you're on the bench, you got to be watching. Okay, is he doing a 1-dribble crossover, 2-dribble crossover? He doing a step back? How's he coming off the screen? Is it a hard hedge? Like, what am I doing? And when he gets in the game, he's got to change tempo. He's done that several times. When he played Iowa State, man, Caleb Lipsey had to. He could not do what he needed to do because Buck dominated the game. Buck has the ability to dominate a game, but his head's got to be in it. He can't be thinking about points. Points are going to come for him because he gets out in transition. He's poetry in motion, steals and all that.
Yeah.
But physically, he's got to be in our league. Some of the best players, most of the best players in our league, are from guards. He's the weapon that could give us 1 or 2 games that he can win from his intensity. I think he won one, the Iowa State, when he was the one that caused a lot of the pressure. We got 3 games left. I think he can be one of those guys that say, look, I am determining the outcome right now, especially at home. We got 2 of these last 3 at home. The fans feed off of his energy. Dives on the floor, plays with intensity. He's got the Troy Copain bow-legged arms when he's out there, and he's getting all tough. I love his feistiness, but it's almost like an attack dog. You have to tell him when to go and when to pull it in. You cannot be in foul trouble. If he gets 2 fouls, it forces other guys to play longer in roles that they're not comfortable playing because you want to maximize everybody's potential by giving them the minutes that they require.
So out of the last 6 games, we win 4, right? We won 4.
Yeah.
The remaining games, we win 1 or 2 of those. 1 or 2 of those. Are we a tournament team?
We got to win all 3.
We got to win all 3.
To be safe, since 2010. Dan gave me this stat after the Kansas win. We're doing post game. Since 2010, every team in the Big 12 that finished above 500 made the tournament. Since 2010. So if you can get to, well, there's 18 games in conference, so you got to get to 10-8 to be safe. 11-7 would be great. Well, we're past that. You got to be able to, with 3 games, Oklahoma State, BYU on senior night, on the road, TCU. That's going to be tough.
Yeah.
These are not easy games. So it's easy to say, okay, so we went 1-1 on the road against ranked teams. We're going to sweep the rest of these teams. It's not like that. It's hard. So game by game, they got to beat the Oklahoma State game. They have to come out. Fans got to come out and give all their energy and intensity.
Mm-hmm.
BYU is going to come here on senior night, 9 o'clock game. Some of us are complaining that it's 9 o'clock. She ain't even paying attention. Some of us going to play. Some of us playing, yeah. It's 9 o'clock. Well, I tell you, if you can't stay up past 9 o'clock, my goodness. That's my time at 9 o'clock. Can't you sleep?
Some people, Terry, some people.
Yeah, some people. Yeah, okay.
You'll get better.
Yeah, but to win this last 3 and then win a couple in the conference tournament give you some cushion because the analytics loves UC. No matter how many times they lose, they stay around 50 and 60 in the net ranking. And if they can continue to close out, because every Big Ten win gives you some cushion. Right. Because it's so weighted. A Big 12 win on the road gave them a big boost. A Big 12 loss is like, okay, you're going back to the middle of the pack. Right. It's like 4 teams battling between 6 and 10 in standings. 7 losses, 8 losses apiece. The Bearcats win 3 of those. They're all playing each other now. The top's going to even out just a little bit because they're all coming down the stretch. They're playing each other. The middle of the pack, where the Bearcats are, they have to get some separation by winning 3 games. They got to win 3 games.
And in this era right now, you don't make the tournament. Do you accept the NIT? Or do you accept the Crown tournament again, or what do you think that'll look like? Just say we don't make it.
Let's say we don't make the NCAA tournament.
Yeah.
I like the Crown, however, it's so late. The Crown is after the NIT and after it's like during the Final Four of the NCAA tournament. Mm-hmm. By that time, the portal opens on the 7th of April, 7th through the 21st. The portal is opening, which some people may decide they don't want to play in this because they want to get into the portal.
Yeah.
NBA camps are now. So your seniors, do they play? Or do they try to go and get signed with an agent? The agent's going to fly them to California to start training.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of stuff going on. It's almost like when UC football played in the bowl tournament, 18 guys were missing because they were sitting out. Agents, they don't want to get hurt.
Unbelievable to me.
Yeah, you go into a full stock Navy roster, and all of a sudden you're playing with half of your roster. So the Crown it's a little bit more incentives because there's more money.
Yeah.
You get game-by-game checks. So every game that you win, you get money. It's in Las Vegas. They did a great job hosting it. The problem is you got to try to get people down to Las Vegas. And that's spending money. It's hotels. It's expensive. If you're playing in the NIT still does numbers. But this team was assembled to play in the NCAA tournament. So when you're asking a guy, do you think the NIT or the Crown? I don't know if any of them is a good option. I'll take any one of them, but of the two, Crown pays.
Yeah.
And, I think the NIT will get replaced eventually by the Crown. The Crown's growing. They do a great job promoting it. There's money involved. It's in a great venue. It's going to grow.
Yeah.
I met the guy who put it together, the coordinator put it together, and he said we're going to grow this. The pot's going to get bigger. This is just game one. The NIT is going to have to figure something out because if the Crown is talking about paying players and they're going to take more teams, I think it was 16 teams last year. Mm-hmm. They may do 32. They may expand it. And when they're expanding it, they get more fan base that are coming, more money in the pot. And every time a team wins, there's a pool that goes into that little pot for the team that won. And those checks are divided. So you get that cash. It's almost like an NIL event where you get to the Final Four of that tournament, the player may have pocketed $25,000 by that time.
Man, I just couldn't imagine. And I hate going back to what we did and how but man, there's no way that if we had another chance to play again with each other, it wouldn't be no question. No question we wouldn't try to play again with each other. So it's done changed. You know, the dynamic is changing, is revolving about money, but I just think I feel good that I'm a part of a sport and a game that just, when I started playing, it's just done expanded beyond words, man. The game of basketball has just outpaced, I think, any other sport when it comes to the amount of players and leagues and games and everything in this world. And it's just a good feeling to be called a basketball player.
You remember when you was little, you used to go to the corner store? Your mama gave you $1. And you wanted to go get some Mike and Ike, some Boston Baked Beans, some Now and Later, some Lemonheads. She gave you $1. You be like, I'm just, because it was 10 cents back then. Yeah. She gave you $5. You had more options.
Oh, honey buns.
You had more options. So when you talk about tournaments, NIT is like going to the store with $1.
Yeah.
And the Crown is like somebody giving you $5 or $10.
Yeah.
You got more options.
Yeah. And you're in Vegas.
Yeah. So I'm telling you, it's warm. It was nice. I would love for us to make the NCAA tournament.
Of course.
You know what? When you think about the Big 12 and how tough it is and how the schedules, every road game has a history.
Yeah.
There's great teams and great players that played in these venues, and you got to go in there and walk around, and you're kind of starstruck. You be like, I don't even know if some of the guys know the names of the players that used to play in these buildings. Mm-hmm. But I study. I'm a historian. At least I'm a budding historian of basketball, college basketball. I love college basketball. And when I see these buildings and I'm looking, I'm like, oh, my goodness. And you see on my stories, I'm showing the wall of all the players. These guys I watched in the NBA, I didn't even know he went here.
Yeah.
That's awesome. You seeing all this stuff. And it's like, man, this is great. And then you got to play. And that ball goes up. And it's like, I don't care who your ancestors was basketball-wise.
Right.
We coming to seek and destroy mission.
Yeah, no question.
So last 3 games, here's what we got to do. Make the tournament. Here's what we got to do to make the tournament. Oklahoma State is going to be tough. Last 10 minutes, we got to pull away. We need to show that we have learned the error of our ways. I don't even look at the Texas Tech game and say, you know what, it's West's fault or anybody else's fault. You split 2 ranked teams on the road. Nobody thought that they were going to win both of those games.
No.
More or less one of those games.
Yeah.
You go into Kansas State, and you beat Kansas State. Remember, on the schedule before we played Texas Tech, JT was still available. He did not blow it, so we were like, man.
That's going to be a tough one.
That's going to be a tough 2-game switch. You go in there and you dominate a fully healthy team in Kansas, which nobody has done. The last time a UC team beat a top 10 ranked team on the road was 1990.
Yeah.
That is incredible. They go in there and they played their best game of the season. We're all filled with pride. Chat threads are blowing up. People are putting memes over there. We did some stuff with Baba Miller and who was that? Mustafa Cham.
Yeah.
It was a bunch of good stuff. And then all of a sudden, we're on the rise. Oh man, yeah, West getting extension. The whole day, everybody's they feel it. And then all of a sudden you lose to Texas Tech. All the air goes out. People like, man, we the same old. We ain't learned nothing.
And I don't think it's the way we lost. I think that kind of took the air out of that. We shouldn't have lost that way, I don't think.
Yeah.
It just seemed like they took the fight out of us and just exploited us at one point and was able to finish the game. And I think that's the only bad taste that I got from that game. But we can rebound from it if we beat Oklahoma State.
We find some ways to lose now.
Yeah.
We find some, and they all kind of look similar at the end.
Yeah.
Play really tough, get to the point where we're ready to take the lead, and then bad shots, turnovers, or breakdowns defensively.
Yeah.
And it's like the dam breaks.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh, man, we were right there. Every game we played, we've been right there to the end and have not found ways. The ones we lost have not found ways to pull it out. So I was proud of us when we came back in the Utah game and won that game.
Yeah, that was big.
And I was proud of us when we go to Kansas and win that game. And we come back and I'm like, okay, we lost to Texas Tech. Great. How are we going to do against Oklahoma State? Yeah. That's all. I'm not worried about BYU. I'm not worried about TCU. Oklahoma State is at the door. And there's 2 games left. We played well enough for the fans to come out and show some love and show some support. I want to see that place rocking. I want to see us open up a little bit early for happy hour. It's a 2 o'clock game.
2 o'clock game.
I want to see that thing open up between 12 and 12:15. I know it's going to be 12:30. Get up there early. Let the guys come in there. Put some drink specials up there. Get that fan base all nice and rowdy and lathered up like the other places we walk into, and get that student section going. Pass out free pizza. I wish we can pass out free Cincy Lights, but you can't do you can't do that. At least bring me and Dan some. Put it in a Pepsi cup.
Yeah, I was trying to find Oklahoma State's record. I don't see it on here, but yeah, I think we deserve another nice win at home. I know for a fact, for me, the defining moment was when Barstools made that statement about that they were going to attempt to wear bags, and the players and the coach, not in this place,
right,
and went on a hell of a run. So now we just got to reboot and get these last 3, and I think, like you saying, we have a high opportunity of making the tournament.
That'll
be nice.
It's not breaking out.
The fans deserve that.
Cincinnati has proven that they can win big games.
Yeah.
I mean, you got 2 top 10 wins. I don't know the last time we've had that in our program in a long, long time. We have 2 top 10 wins, 1 at home, 1 on the road.
Yeah.
We're very capable of winning every game. We've got the talent. Guys are getting healthy. And Saturday, Shauna Baez will be back.
Okay.
So that gives us 1 extra body. Hopefully he has learned the error of his ways when it comes to shot selection. If he gets going, because he's more than capable, there's a reason that he's a McDonald's All-American, and I was a Tommy Burgers All-City player in Long Beach, California. There's a reason that he's All-American because he takes and make tough shots. Now, if he can take and make good shots and minimize the tough shots, the chances of him being an effective player for the Bearcats rise dramatically because the guy's got talent, got great vision. He can shoot. He can play make.
Good size.
I want to see him use his special powers to make everybody on the team better because the law of reciprocity, everything that you give out must come back 30-fold, 60-fold, 100-fold. But in order to receive, you got to be able to give. Mm-hmm. And if you're a guy that's always putting up numbers and you expect the ball to come your way and everybody on the team got 3 shots apiece and you got 17, it's not a way to win a game.
Yeah.
You have to be able to get guys going. Like, did you play on the team? Did you play with Bill Cartwright?
I don't mind the 17 if you go 10 for 17. It's when you go 4 for 17 is the problem.
Yeah. Remember when the Bulls do the Bill Cartwright, by the time he left the Celtics, and he would get on there and the Bulls would give him the first 2 shots? Mm-hmm. Make him happy.
Yeah.
He ain't touched the ball the rest of the game.
Yeah.
No, but we're going to get you because you're going to set some screens and get some rebounds. So we're going to get you the first 2 shots.
Well, what I have noticed is since he hasn't been in the lineup, our bigs have gotten more touches and equated to wins for us also. So that should be the foundation now. Ain't no changing that up. Get the ball to the big fellas and let them work and then play around them.
And they have both of them proved, Baba and Mustafa, that if you throw them the ball, not only are they capable of scoring, but they can identify the double team and
Great
pass it to the guy.
Yeah.
But Mustafa used to panic a little bit when the season started when they double teamed him.
Yeah.
What Louisville game?
Yeah.
Down there, Chase. He ran the locker room when he was getting double teamed. But Baba, you double team Baba, he gon' slice you to death. He got great vision, and over the time. Mustafa turned into a very good passer out of the double team.
Yeah.
Both of those guys. So if Sean can throw it to the post and relocate, he's going to get on-balance three-point shots instead of him having to always create. Nothing wrong with the sidestep shooting and all that stuff, but there shouldn't be a heavy diet of that when there's another way to get your shot off.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to these last 3, man. We're gonna pull off some good wins and get ready to go to the gym and watch the announcement and see where we're at.
That's right. When you go to the games, look on the ribbon boards. You'll see Legends Unplugged. Click on that if you're not already doing it. You guys, we're on all streaming platforms. If you're going to watch the full episodes, Spotify, Facebook, and YouTube. All the clips are on all the other social media stuff. We just Legends Unplugged. We're going to have, going forward, more athletes, more former players. And Corey Blunt will be having his nice bag in the UC bookstores here pretty soon. We're going to do a reveal. Once
give away some products.
Yeah, if the tariffs don't strip his pockets by then, this stuff is coming from China. We waiting on some stuff. So if they can ever get here, we'll get these bags out to you. Man, this is Legends. On the 1s and 2s, we got Chris Carper in the back. Where you at?
I'm right
The
here,
multifaceted Chris Carper.
That's right. I wear many hats in this organization.
Man.
And Chris is starving. He hasn't eaten since an hour ago.
You got to put that in my belly, Terry.
Yeah.
Jill Blackburn, she's doing all the
Marketing
sponsorships.
guru.
Yeah, so if you wanna put some of your ads on here,
We're ready for it.
we're ready for you.
Yeah.
This is Legends Unplugged. We're out.